There is literally nothing I can do about this light because it's right in the middle of the window, so the curtain is not going to help. Anyway guys, today I'm here for Top 5 Tuesday, and today's theme is the top 5 books where I guess the ending, so obviously a spoiler central video here. But I'm going to hold up the book first, give it a second, and then I will start talking about the ending. So if you haven't read the book, pause and skip to the next one, or mute, or do whatever you need to do, or just get out of the video. I don't really mind, but I love talking about this. It does make me feel good sometimes when I can guess what an ending is. The fine line between guessing an ending and it being really predictable. So yes, but I'm excited. But just make sure if you do get spoiled, don't yell at me because I told you, okay? Okay, we're all good. So number 5 is From Everland by Wendy Spinall. Ending of this is figuring out that the professor was Gwen's mum, because there were so many hints to it. The professor was a lady who had a daughter who was immune to the disease that killed everyone, and then you find out Gwen's immune, and then you find out that Gwen's mother worked as a doctor, and then you're like, So it's very, very predictable, but I'm happy that I could guess it. But it's one of those ones that is quite easy to guess. That's why it's so down on the list. But honestly, it was just like right in your face, and it's like, yep, I know what this is. It's not like it's actually something difficult to tell. Oh my god, what's my hair doing? I did enjoy reading this with Sasha, but just such a predictable book, man. Number 4 on my list is from Stoking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Scala. Oh god. Oh god, can you hear that? I should have mentioned that there is like a bloody hurricane going on outside, and there's dirt and wind and shit flying everywhere. It's horrible. Like literally horrible. But anyway, onto this book. So make sure if you haven't read this to skip forward. So the ending is finding out that Jack the Ripper is actually the main character's brother, and it was just so obvious because I mean there was only like 3 characters it could have been anyway, and like he was the most obvious out of them, and he was there every time something happened, that it was just so obvious that it was going to be him. And even the second one it was obvious telling who it was, because just the way characters act in these books, and I do wonder if I'll be able to tell in the 3rd book or not. Like it'd be pretty good if I could, but if I don't, I'll be like, yeah, cool. But honestly, it wasn't even that shocking. But the thing that he was doing with the mother though was like, ugh! But other than that, very easy to tell. Number 2 on my list is From the Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So obviously this is knowing that Oak was the secret prince of some dude who I don't even remember who they are now, but it was so obvious because like you find out that this lady who was married to the king had a baby and then she died, and you find out that her baby was very sick and died. But then the main character has a younger brother by the guy that kidnapped her who is very sick all the time, and it's just so obvious. Then you find out more information. It was actually Locke's mother, but you find out more information about these things, then you're like, oh my god, it's so freaking obvious what is going to happen here. And then you find out it is Oak, and then he gets taken away, and then all the stuff that did happen, I was a bit like, okay, this is a weird way for the story to go. But other than that, so obvious that Oak was going to be the king that they need for the story to keep going, you know. Number 2 on my list is From Scala by A.C. Gorgon. So this was a very predictable ending. I feel it was like basically saying it, but I have to talk about it just a second because it was so bad. You find out the main character was engaged to the villain when she was like 13, and she was meant to marry him. She ran away. She's actually a lady in high society, and she's turned into this other person, and it was such an obvious thing because then you see the villain and he's like, oh, there's my wife, and you're like, oh, like it was the most obvious thing I've ever read in my whole entire life, and I hated that about it. Like what? Seriously, like, I mean, it's pretty much each time she would talk about her past, she'd be saying something different that would be like, see something where she'd reveal something that she surely shouldn't have, that leads to the ending, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, anyone who was shocked by this book, like, who are you? Because I want to know how you didn't pick up the signs, because this book was just like basically going, she is a princess, you should know this. And number 1 on my list is A Life Light by J. Christoph, and mate, I can't even. This is an Australian book, so I feel like not many people would have read it, so really, if you haven't read it, you should go wait. But the minute I started reading this book, I had a feeling or an idea in my head that it would be actually so cool if Eve was a lifelike, and she was made to believe that she was human, and like just the downfall of that. And when they were doing this stuff where they needed all her prints and eye prints, and then when it was like saying this is Eve but it's not really Eve, I was bloody crazy because I was like, oh my god, it's actually happening, because I felt like it was sort of a dream for me to think that it may go down that track, but I was thinking, oh, it's not going to go down that track, and then it went down that track, and I was like, ah! Like, I mean, yes, Lemon Fresh having powers was a shock to me, and Ezekiel shooting her should have been obvious, but it was a shock to me. But this, just, I can't even, like, and I felt so good after this book because I was like, I knew it. I knew what was happening, and I was so excited. Like, it just made me feel so good about my life that I knew what was up. I hope people do read this book because you need to experience this ending, because it's actually like one of the best endings I've read this year. Even though I knew it was gonna happen, it was one of the best endings, and I loved it. So these are the top 5 books where I guessed the ending, and I'm very proud of myself because, like, it means that I've read so many books and I'm starting to pick up on, like, the key details to know what's gonna happen at the end of a book. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!